Okay, so this is a continuation of lesson 1.1 that we did yesterday on finding the pattern rule. So we determined that the rule for this table is times 4 plus 2. So we're going to graph it now, okay? What I'd like you guys to do is I'd like you to take your ruler and then do an XY coordinate grid or an XY grid that looks something like this, okay? You can already tell by your table of values, it's not going to be a big graph, right? Okay, here's my first question. And you guys maybe remember this from last year. If the inputs or the x values are on the left-hand side of the t-table here, which axes would it go on? Would it be on the horizontal or would it be on the vertical?
The answer?
No. I'll repeat the question. The x or the input values, would they be on the horizontal axis or the vertical axis? What do you guys think? What do you guys think? Think about what you did in previous years and where the input would go. Fiona?
Vertical?
No, it would be
down.
horizontal, okay? Yeah, so we always label the horizontal from now on being x, okay? Therefore, the vertical has to be?
Y.
Yeah, y. Okay. Now, I'm going to stop the video for 1 second because I want you... Okay. So remember, we just did our little dance, which unfortunately we can't show you, about how the x coordinate always comes before the y coordinate. The x coordinates are always on the horizontal axis. The y coordinates are on the vertical axis. So it makes sense also that x comes before y in the alphabet, so that's how you remember. Okay, next thing, can you look at this point here? What do we always label this point right here?
0.
Okay, you already said it. 0. Okay. It's 0 here and 0 here, but I just put 1, 0 because that's called the origin, right? So the point here is 0, 0 on both the x and the y, all right? Now, first off, let's look at our input or our x values. It only goes from 0 to 4, so on our x or horizontal axis, what can our scale be? Hands up. If it only goes from 0 to 4, what can we go up by on our scale? Catherine? Yeah, you can go up by 1. So simply do that. Now
Couldn't you go up by 2?
you could, but because it only goes from 0 to 4, you just go up by 1, right? Now actually, should I space mine out? I'm going to space mine out. I'm going to go every other one. Now, here's something you have to be careful of, okay? Now notice that if I'm skipping 1, I have to skip a space all the way across, and then I'm being even, okay? You guys see that? Okay. Please do not do this. And don't do what I'm doing right now, but I'm just showing you. Okay, I skipped 1 and I put 1 here, and then maybe, I'll put 2 there, and then maybe I'll skip another one, I'll put 3. Now I'm exaggerating this, okay? Now, don't do that. Your spacing always has to be even all the way across on the x-axis, okay? So make sure, if you decide to skip spaces, you skip the same number of spaces all the way across. So I'm going to do 1 all the way across, okay? Now, look at your y values. It ranges from 2 to 18. So it is okay if you do a different scale on the y-axis so long as it's even all the way up, okay? So hands up, what do you guys think you can use for a scale on the y-axis?
What does it go to?
Given that the values go from 2 to 18. I'm seeing the same hands go up actually, so I'm going to wait. question is, look at the y-axis, or the output values. It ranges from 2 to 18. Probably not, you could go up by ones, but it might take you a while, okay? So, what's a reasonable scale to use on the y-axis? If not, Warren. Yeah, go up by 2. I think go up by 2. You could go up by 3, but since they're all even numbers, it's probably easier to go up by 2, okay? Now, I might have to adjust my scales here because of my space. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do this. So, okay, I'm actually going to go and erase this. Okay, you don't have to do that because I'm just adjusting it because of my room here. Okay, so 2, 4, 6. Because my highest value is 18, I need to make sure I have enough room, okay? Okay, now. Oh, you have a question? Oh, I just put it up to 6 so it looks even. Although we don't use 6, okay? You don't have to, you can go up to 4 if you want to. Okay, so what is the first coordinate that's in the t-table? No, it's their second period. Yeah, okay. What's the first coordinate in our table? So I should say coordinate means point. What's the first point what is the first point we're gonna plot from our t-table? Haley.
0.
Yeah, so 0, 2. So remember, it's the x value, 0, and then followed by the y value, which is 2. So 0, 2 ends up right there. If you want to, you can label it in brackets, 0, 2. So it's x before the y value. Okay? So you guys can do that. So x before the y value. Okay. Now, you don't always have to label the coordinates like I did on the graph there. So did you see what I did? Okay, you have to make sure you label your y-axis as well. Okay, make sure all of the okay. Now, can someone read me the next point off of the t-table?
Do you want us to write that down?
Yeah, anything I'm doing right now on the smartboard, just copy down on here on your page. Okay. Okay, Cassidy. Okay, 1, 6. So 1, 6. So remember, the x value is 1. You look to see where it is on your graph. And then the y value is 6. So then I see it meets right there. So I say 1, 6. Okay, again, the x before the y value. Okay? Try your best not to reverse it. Because if you reverse it, it will be incorrect, okay? Okay, you want to do the next one? Or do you have a question? Yeah.
If you have trouble trying to remember which goes next to the y, just think about the alphabet.
Yeah, you think about the alphabet because x always goes before y, right? Remember, x is the horizontal, y is the vertical, okay? So that's how you read the graph. Now, 1, 6. Okay, the next one, can someone read me the next coordinate that we're going to plot out the t-table? Okay. Okay, Kale.
2 and 10.
Yeah, so 2, 10. 2 is the x coordinate, and then 10 is the y coordinate, so we know it ends up here. Okay, so it's 2, 10. All right. I think there's another point, right? After that?
There's 2 more.
Okay, 2 more. Can someone read me the next one? Okay. Okay, Rohit, loud.
2, 10.
I think that was the one we just did. The next one after that?
3, 14.
Yeah, 3, 14, same thing. 3, 14. So 3 is your x value, 14 is your y value, so you put it right there. 3, 14. Okay? All right. Now, the last point. So do you see that the points are starting to form a straight line, right? Okay, Elias, can you read the last point? Okay, off of the t table, what's the last point? Yeah, 4 comma 18. So 4 comma 18. Okay, so it's right here. So you plot it like that. So it's 4 comma 18. Okay, now you need to take your ruler. Oh, do you have a question?
Yeah, do we need to write the 4?
No, I'm just doing that to show you guys. All I would want to see is just the points plotted, okay? I'm showing this so you guys understand it's always the x coordinate before the y coordinate. So that's how you read the graph when you plot it. In all of the graphs I'm going to give you, you should always end up with a straight line or close to a straight line. If you don't end up with a straight line, then you know you've gone wrong somewhere, okay? So take your ruler and pencil and connect your points. Okay. So again, take your ruler and pencil and connect your points. Okay. Now, the final thing we need is a title for the graph, okay? So,
Do you want us to connect our points on quizzes too?
yeah, because these are all going to be straight lines. Just make sure that it doesn't go through the origin 0, 0 unless it's a point that's given, okay? All right, so this year, just to keep it simple, we're going to label it with the pattern rule, okay? So at the top of your graph now, I'm not going to be really at the top of my graph. I'm off to the side here. Can you write down times 4 minus 2, okay? Oh, sorry, plus 2, thank you. Okay, and then underline it with a different colored pen, so I'm just going to use red again, okay? Yours should really be at the top. Mine's kind of off to the side because of my spacing here. Okay, I'm going to stop the recording.